Alden, welcome to Chicago.
Thank you.
So this movie, Rules Don't Apply, out November 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, so star-studded. I mean, who's not in this movie? Of course, you guys are in it. You have Warren Beatty. This is like his baby, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matthew Broderick, Alec Baldwin. I mean, first just talk about getting involved with the film. How did you guys get involved?
I was doing press for another film that I had, and Warren apparently saw me on a talk show and asked my agent if I would call him. So I called him, and I was currently unavailable for the project at the time, but that movie fell through, and he and I just had 4 or 5 meetings, and then finally I read the script, and then we continued just having meetings, and I finally met Alden, and we read a scene together. And that was kind of history. That was it. All of a sudden, I found out I had the movie, and we started pre-production and production and rehearsing. It was a very bizarre, organic, weird experience.
Theater's kind of aligned and everything.
Everything happens for a reason, and I think,
Yeah.
it took a while to get there, but we're here now.
Yeah, very cool. How about you, Alden?
I met Warren for it when I was 19. I had after my first film, and then I just met with him for 5 years. And I grew up watching a lot of old movies, so I got to kind of ask him about all his experiences with the many people that I'd grown up admiring, and it became a kind of education for me.
Because I know it was a long process making this thing for him, right? He started it or like considered it years ago, making it.
Yeah, in like the late 70s, I think.
Yeah, okay, so years and years ago, yeah. And so now getting then to be involved with all these people, I mean, what was it like coming to set every day? Was it just like, oh my gosh, who am I going to see today type thing?
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah, there was a different person, because also all these people played different roles at various different points in the film. It's not like we were all together. So yeah, every week there would be a different, Ed Harris would come in and played catch on the street and stuff like that.
And friends would come visit set, on the off time, so we'd be shooting. We'd come back, and we'd have no idea who was sitting behind the monitor. And you're like, oh, that you just watched that? How was that? Yeah.
Right.
I was doing a scene one night when I'm driving up to, with Haley Bennett, I'm driving in the car, and we find out that Howard Hughes is married. And that person on the news, we had to have someone read that. So someone did it, and they yelled cut, and we went back and watched it. And Kevin Spacey was sitting there, and he had read the news for us.
Are you kidding?
No, so it was like one of those, this is going to happen every single day.
Oh my gosh, what a trip.
Yeah.
That's got to be cool.
Yeah.
And how much did you know about Howard Hughes going into this film?
I knew of him.
Okay,
I knew very, very little.
Yeah.
I didn't quite realize how much of an influence he had, only really film and aviation.
Yeah, I mean, is that hard, sort of doing a piece like this takes place in the 50s, right? And sort of, I mean, we're young, right? So kind of going back and doing a film, is it fun or is it tough or what's that experience like?
I think it's fun. I think you get to learn about a whole new world, and one of the things that Warren has always been very forward about since the beginning of when I started talking with him about the movie is that this is about a kind of, I think that his term is American Protestant sexual Puritanism, right?
Okay.
About, in other words, in that time being, not having sex before marriage. And so learning a little bit more about that mentality of that time and where that comes from in terms of religion and tradition, talking with Warren about that, and both of us talking with Warren about that, that was also, just an interesting thing to learn about, a different mentality at a different time.
Mm-hmm. And talk about, too, did I read that you guys would go to his house and read lines and hang out during the site? Talk about that experience.
Yeah, his house became a camp of sorts. I mean, he'd have different department heads in different rooms, and you'd go from room to room and discuss hair, makeup, and wardrobe, or play around. And sometimes we'd just be sitting there going over the script or twiddling our thumbs. We'd play board games. You saw Warren, you didn't see Warren.
Right.
You made phone calls outside. You wondered where Warren was. We got lunch, and you got to wander the halls. And it really was bonding time. Mm-hmm. And you don't normally get that on a film at all.
Right.
Yeah, which is nice, because then by the time you show up to shoot, you have a kind of rapport established and you get to know people.
Yeah. What kind of board games did you play? I'm just curious.
Trivial Pursuit Movie Edition.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we played Guess Who once or twice as well.
That's right, we played Guess Who, too.
Most of the little things were missing, but we made it work.
That's right.
They were
Who was the best at Trivial Pursuit?
Never me.
It wouldn't be me.
It was definitely not me, I can tell you that.
Probably Warren.
Warren? Yeah. Talk about some future projects you guys have coming up. I know you have something really exciting with Star Wars coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little about that.
Yeah, start shooting it next year,
Yeah.
and really excited shooting in England and
Okay.
playing Han Solo.
My coworker would freak out because he loves Star
Oh,
Wars.
really?
Yes, so he would freak
Yeah,
out at
yeah.
me right now.
Yeah, it's exciting to, even though I haven't filmed the movie yet, it's very exciting to see just the way that the fans are about it. And you're aware of that, but then when you really get into it, it's pretty, the love people have for it is pretty awesome.
Are you nervous or?
I feel maybe a little bit, like always, but more just excited. I've gotten to spend a lot of time with the directors, and it was like a 6-month audition process. So it was more just excited to get to work with the people that I'm actually getting to work with in making the movie and what the movie actually is. Yeah, it's very cool.
That's exciting stuff. Yeah. What about you, Lily?
Since I've done 3 films since then, and I'm about to start The Last Tycoon TV show.
Okay.
Shooting it in LA, which will be very exciting.
Yeah.
And I just wrote a book, which I'm excited about. Yeah.
About what? How exciting.
Thanks. It's memoir. It's admissions and anecdotes about what it is to become a young woman, and I talk about all the taboo things that girls don't like to talk about, but we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Like dating, relationships, body image, self-confidence, all that good stuff. So it was inspired by a lot of young women I met on social media, and they were really brave enough to tell me their stories, but didn't think that I could relate to them. And so I thought I should grow a pair and tell my own.
I love that because I know for you guys it's got to be hard dealing with all that stuff, being in the spotlight and kind of doing it in front of everybody. So it's kind of a good way to do it.
Yeah, no, I've been a huge advocate of teens, helping teens since I was a teen therapist in high school. So for me, this is second nature. It's like I've never had a problem being the person that embarrasses themselves first if it means a greater conversation can be had. So I'm nervous, but it's exciting too.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So I want to do something a little fun if I can. This is called Shelly Shakes It Up.
Shelly
So
Shakes
it's
It Up.
just like random questions. I have a Cubs hat, of course. You
Okay.
guys,
Of
are you
course.
rooting? I know you guys are both from LA,
We're both
right?
from LA.
Yeah.
So we beat your Dodgers.
Right, but isn't it like the
Yeah.
first time that you guys are,
Since like 1908.
which is great.
Oh my God, it's
it's
this city
amazing.
is like, to
Yeah.
miss the first game, everyone's freaking out.
It's
right
amazing,
now.
yeah.
So, but anyway, go ahead, pick a question. Just something random, fun. Here you go. So if you want to read it, and then what?
These are funny.
They're just silly.
Have you ever, am I asking? Oh, that would be better.
What, you want to ask him?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Alden,
Yes.
have you ever been skinny dipping?
Oh, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the story?
No.
Was it recently?
Funny you should say that. We were on Warren's
that
set,
recently.
and
Okay.
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
Is
one
that
of
the
the
summer camp?
One of our
Yeah.
bonding experiences.
There
Right.
you go. Right. Okay.
Lily, what's the most embarrassing thing your parents ever did?
Most embarrassing thing
That's from the card.
that my parents ever did, like, to me?
Have ever done.
Anything to you?
Most embarrassing thing your parents have ever done.
Oh. You know what? I don't know what it is yet, but my dad just wrote a book, so I'm pretty sure it might be in that. So,
Really?
yeah.
Phil, huh? He just
Who knows?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see then. Cool. Well, you guys, anything else you want to add? Say.
No.
Please go see the
Go
movie.
see the
Yes,
film.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Out
Yeah.
November 23rd.
Yes.
Right.
And it's I don't know, I think it's just something that's quite magical for anyone of any age. It's the mystery and the allure of Hollywood. It's Warren Beatty playing Howard Hughes, and it's a lot funnier than people are going to imagine. So I think it's a real good Phil family movie.
Cool. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank
So good
you.
to see you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see you.
Nice to see you.